Welcome to Designed for the Creative Mind, a podcast for interior designers and creative entrepreneurs to run their business with purpose, efficiency, and passion. Because while every design is different, the process should remain the same. Prepare yourself for some good conversations with amazing guests, a dash of Jesus, and a touch of the woo-woo, and probably a swear word or two. If you're ready to stop trading your time for money and enjoy your interior design business, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Michelle Lynn.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here. And I know that I say that every single time, but I just love what I get to do. And that is to have some wonderful conversations with wonderful people. So let me introduce you today to Kaci Ackerman. She helps business owners save 10 hours a week through a project management tool called ClickUp. So Kaci, thanks for being here. And am I correct? Is ClickUp a project management tool?
It is, yeah. And thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be chatting with you today. But yes, ClickUp is a project management tool.
So, okay, I've heard of ClickUp. I've never used it. What is it?
So it's for me personally, and especially in the space that we're in, it's definitely a project management tool for businesses. There are other amazing features to ClickUp as well. So ClickUp has form capabilities, they have docs, and they have kind of a table view. So you can definitely start to hone in on bigger pieces than just the project management side. But if we're talking about just comparison, so if you've heard of Trello, Asana, Monday, Basecamp, any of those, that's very comparable to that.
Okay. So why do you love ClickUp?
I love ClickUp because it allows you to grow with it. So when I first started my business, I used Trello, and I feel like probably everyone out there has used Trello at some point, typically at the very beginning of stages. But I just quickly hated it, to be honest. And I grew out of it very quickly because it just didn't make sense. There was, just stuff everywhere. And also once you start to add on, like a virtual assistant or a team member in your office, in your studio, Trello doesn't work. It just doesn't. And so
it's very basic.
For me, yeah, exactly. It's like that basic piece. And so I dabbled a little bit with some of the other ones, and ClickUp just really spoke to me in the capabilities, like I mentioned before, of like forms and docs and different stuff. And I've been using ClickUp for 3 years now, and I don't use Google Suite anymore outside of my email. So it has replaced Docs for me. It's replaced Google Forms. I can build pretty much any process inside there. So what I love about it is I get to start my day and end my day in one place, which is ClickUp for me.
That is nice.
It makes my day-to-day so easy.
That definitely says a lot, because I know that as business owners, which is what our audience prevalently is that we click back and forth, and we go to different platforms and different places to get what we need and kind of Frankenstein them together sometimes. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that ClickUp can replace, are you saying it kind of replaces Google Drive, or just the docs aspect of it? Oh,
no,
so it stores everything too.
Yeah. So I use it for some storing capabilities. I will say I use Google Drive for one thing, and I have a freebie, and I store it in Google Drive just because of the sharing capabilities for that one thing. But when we're talking about working one-on-one with clients, I don't use Google Drive. I use ClickUp. So ClickUp has this awesome feature where you can build like a portal, if you will, for your client to log into and see this. It's called a dashboard. And they have everything they need right there, which is really awesome. So we're not, sifting back and forth through Google Drive folders. Another thing that would frustrate me is when I would have to go to a different window, if you will, or different tab. It's like distraction city. And so I would like open a tab, and then I'd be like, oh, look at that thing. Why don't I work on that? Or why don't I do this? Or why don't I do that? Or like, what's going on my phone, since I have to redirect my brain, So it eliminates a lot of that, and it allows you to literally be more productive in less time. And I know that's kind of a hot little keyword phrase, but it really is true.
No, and that makes sense. I think that, whatever platform you find that works for your brain. So for example, when I first got on Trello, I didn't fully understand it. It felt overwhelming. And then once I learned it, I was like, okay, this isn't overwhelming. It's rather simplistic.
Yeah.
But having used it for a while, I just think it's important to find that platform that speaks to you. And then as your business grows and as your needs grow, you have these other opportunities.
Yeah.
So how do you use it? So you're an OBM, an online business manager.
Yep.
Let's dive into that for a second. What is an OBM and how can it benefit entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So an OBM, like you said, online business manager, it really allows you to get out of the day-to-day of your business. Oftentimes when I work with clients, I do a lot of team management as an OBM, and I do a lot of planning and projects. You could almost clump like team management, project management, planning, all of those different pieces that, while they are crucial to the business, they aren't actually like giving life to your vision, if you will.
Right.
So really, like, an OBM can kind of take over the inside day-to-day management and allow you to really focus on bringing your vision to life, living out your mission of your business, really connecting with your current clients and also potential new clients. Because if you're the face of your business, that's where you need to shine. And that's where, so figuring out like what that looks like, and then the OBM supporting kind of the back end and the behind the scenes, if you will.
No, I think that makes sense, because as interior designers, a lot of the individuals that I interact with and a lot of our audience, they might be a solopreneur or they have a small team or something along that line. And what I teach and what I preach is that you're the face of the business. So you are the one driving the majority of the sales. So you're out there doing business development, but you're also the design genius. So where do we make our money? It's not managing the business. It is doing the design and doing the sales and so forth, but you can't ignore the rest.
Right.
And expect to stay sustainable. So
there's this one thing I love saying, and it's like, you aren't meant to be an expert in all the areas of your business, because there are so many pieces of your business that I think it's interesting too. A lot of times, we start our business and we're really excited to do the fun part, if you will, of our business. But then there's so many of these other pieces that like you didn't even know existed that you have to do.
My word. It's so true.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where I thrive, of like the idea of like, you're not meant to be an expert in those areas. And there are experts out there for those areas, to make sure that someone's managing your project. Somebody is, following up on those orders for you. Someone's placing orders for you, because once you do the design and you have your client selection and all of that, you don't need to sit on your computer and order stuff. Like, somebody else can do that for you.
Absolutely.
So figuring out like those mundane, if you will, or non-revenue generating type stuff and getting that off your plate allows you to focus on the design and business development more and more and more.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all. As my interior design business grew, there were some struggles that quickly surfaced. It was balancing, management, just all of the things that come together. And especially when it came to consolidating my marketing efforts, my client relationship management, social media planning, website building, all the things. I felt like Dr. Frankenstein just trying to tie all of these things together, and it didn't really come out very pretty. I thought it would be great if I could find something that would bring everything together into one place. And I believe I have found it. The support of Sidemark. Growing your interior design business has never been easier. It will be available this spring. Sidemark is an all-new, all-in-one software that organizes sales, marketing, and business services all in one convenient location. By signing up for Sidemark, you too can get access to all of the essential tools needed to help your business succeed, with features such as a built-in website builder, a custom sales pipeline, email marketing, client relationship management, scheduling on a calendar, and more. This is going to expand your interior design business and make it a breeze. Go online now to join the waitlist at mysidemark.com. You will receive 10% off your first year and get notified of all of the new and exciting updates yet to come. Visit mysidemark.com to start your journey towards successful business growth without the stress, and join mysidemark.com today. You won't be sorry. So when you're doing your online business management, or as you are encouraging others to use ClickUp, what have you replaced? Like, what other platforms have you replaced with ClickUp?
So I replaced Google Drive. That's the biggest one,
right,
probably. But I've also replaced like the need of meetings. So I'm not in, a ton of meetings every single week with my team because ClickUp has allowed us to really work in there. I've also replaced, Google Sheets. ClickUp has the capability of some formulas and has different views to work off of. So it also has time tracking. So you can also, if your team is time tracking, you can eliminate whatever tool you're using because it's inside ClickUp. So it has all of these pieces that it's interesting because you don't realize how many different places that you are going to do something until you start seeing like, oh, ClickUp can do this, ClickUp can do that. So like our team as a whole, we don't really have meetings. We have forms. So my team members on every Monday morning, they fill out a little form. They tell me what they're working on for that week. If they need any support from me, I reply to it if needed. And then on Friday, they do a little reflection and say like, hey, this is my biggest win. And I got these things done. And I didn't get this, but this is why. And just those different pieces. And it allows us, because I swear, every time I get on what should be a 20 or 30-minute call, it goes into like an hour.
Right? Yes.
Like time, So it's replaced other pieces of that, but it's also replaced like the amount of mental energy that I'm spending in my day-to-day because there's automations in ClickUp. So ClickUp has allowed us as a team to be able to do the task. And then basically, if there's another person involved, it hands it off. And ClickUp just alerts them as needed. Right. And so we use a lot of automations. We even use something where we're repurposing our marketing content and ClickUp actually creates the task for us. So we type in an idea and ClickUp will create the task for us, put a little template in there, assign it to the correct person. So the amount, like if you're thinking about that and say you are posting 5 days a week on social media, right? So that's at least 20 posts a month, roughly. You know how much time it would take me to like create the task and put the template in there and assign it? It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start to add up all those pieces, that's where like you start just mentally exhausted, like, because you spent the whole day planning out your content when you can automate a huge piece of that. So ClickUp replaces lots of things, but also kind of non-tangible things, if you will, like time or mental energy.
Right.
Which has been
mental
huge.
energy. Yeah. And it's true because when we're in the middle of running our business, not only do we have all of the business details, tasks, deadlines, timelines, all the things in our head, but then we also have the design side, dealing with the clients and dealing with the vendors and dealing with the selections and all of those details. So anytime it's possible to simplify and streamline, I think taking advantage of any tool is imperative. And it sounds like ClickUp just has a lot of muscle behind it.
It does,
that can take away from using our own muscle, just replacing it.
Right. And, I've worked with a few interior designers, and I think all of them that I've worked with uses Ivy, the CRM type thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's great. And Ivy's great for like the invoicing and the project or the like product selection and stuff. But what's cool is once the client like selects their products, You then have to order it. You then have to follow up, if the shipping date comes and it's not shipped, or you have to follow up on how much the freight is, all these different
all
pieces.
of the procurement.
Right. That Ivy doesn't take care of. And then get this, you can actually send out emails directly from ClickUp. So you can like pull up a thing and says, like, if you get a notification that something is shipped, you can send off a quick email to your client directly inside ClickUp, like, hey, this is shipped. Yay, or whatever, or expect this to be there, those things. So you're not going into your email and then also getting distracted because your email is a whole nother thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's a beast. That is a beast. Okay, so I understand how you can integrate it in some instances. Does it actually integrate with, what does ClickUp integrate with?
ClickUp integrates directly with email, Slack. There are time tracking devices to create like Gusto and stuff. It will connect directly to there. It integrates with Zoom. I think there's a couple others where it directly integrates, but the main thing that you can do is utilize Zapier, and that will connect a lot of pieces. So that will connect, like, if we're talking about Ivy, for instance, you can connect something where when a project is created, you create the folder and template in ClickUp and, get the stuff kind of set up for working with that client. And all the info you can have it all kind of just move over into ClickUp. Yeah.
So just I'm trying to picture it without seeing a screen, which is also what our listeners are doing.
Right.
Does it have like a CRM in it?
So I say no, but this is up for debate with a lot of ClickUp experts. It depends on who you ask. And I think the biggest piece is determining what a CRM means to you, because I say no, because ClickUp does not have the capability of sending out invoices or contracts. It doesn't have a scheduler. And those are all the pieces that you would have to get a separate tool for, right? Or separate platform for, where if you define a CRM as just tracking your current clients, past clients in like a little spreadsheet,
Rolodex.
Like a Rolodex, then sure, you could. So that's where the debate is. And I think the biggest piece is like, what's the definition of a CRM? And for me, it's doing all those things for me.
It is. It's a client relationship, a customer or client relationship manager. And that means it's a relationship back and forth where you can communicate. So you've got the email and the portal and stuff like that, but you don't have the capability of sending out like the invoices and things along that line. What about social media? Does it tie in with any sort of like email platform or social media planning, things along that line?
So you don't have to integrate anything, because I do all of my marketing inside ClickUp, and that's because they have a lot of different views. So we use calendar view for our marketing, and we can literally like drag and drop tasks and plan everything out into this calendar. And then we mainly post video. So Instagram actually just came out with this awesome like in-house scheduler. So we can just schedule stuff directly in Instagram now. So that's what we do, because since it's video, you can't there's not really any scheduler that will post a video with the correct audio and all these. It's like a long process. So we use the calendar piece of it. We use the Instagram, but there's a lot of back and forth during that process, and ClickUp does all of it. So like my marketing person that helps me out, she will plan out all the content. She finds all the audios. Everything's in ClickUp for me. So every other Monday, I can open it up and record the videos that she needs, all the raw stuff. I dump it back into ClickUp, and then she edits and schedules and does all the rest of it.
All over things. So it's a great, that's a great communication. So interesting. It sounds like it is very robust.
It is very robust.
Like you said, takes 10 hours a week off of your life. No, wait, not off your life. Maybe it gives you 10 hours back to your life. Let's just clarify that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I want to mention too, so you mentioned how Trello is like really simplistic. And what's really cool about ClickUp is you can use it that simplistically. but you can also use it as robust as I'm talking about. So that is why it's my favorite, because you can literally start with just like, it has a board view, just like Trello. So you can literally start with just your tasks on a board and you do them and that's it, you know? Yep. And then you can go as far as I have, where I have integrations going and automations and emails and, you know, forms and all this crazy stuff. So that's my favorite thing, is you can use it at any level.
That's very cool. Yeah, because I know that one of my former students in my interior design business, Bakery, she was a huge ClickUp fan. And so that's where I was first kind of introduced to it, because I moved from Trello to Asana, and I love me some Asana. But she was talking about some of the things that she could do and streamline through ClickUp. And so it's one of those, as a business owner, there's always that next shiny thing. I'm like, I'm trying to really just stay focused on Asana right now, but I keep hearing, and I'm so glad to have the time to, you know, chat with you, because even though there's always the shiny object syndrome, if it can save you that much time, hell to the you need to explore a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it's all about timing too.
It is. And, you know, that's where I also say that the most important project management tool is the one that you're going to use. And if you are doing really well in Asana and you are not unhappy with Asana, keep using it. You know, but
know that there's also something out there that when you outgrow it,
right,
or need something different,
you will outgrow Asana. You know, you will. I would say in terms of how robust project management tools are, it goes from Trello, Asana to ClickUp.
Right.
That's kind of and I see a lot of people go that direct path where they move into Asana and they're like, oh, wow, this is awesome. And then they get team members and they're like, oh my gosh, this is not enough for me. I need, you know, X, Y, Z. And then they move on to ClickUp. So, but I mean, don't feel like just because everyone else is doing it, you have to do it either. You know, I think it's important to, I guess, kind of put your blinders on sometimes, you know, and if it's working for you and there's not this crazy like overwhelm of this is a mess and it's not working, then keep doing it.
Right. And thank you. I appreciate you saying that, because I think that as I have myself, as I've become a more sophisticated business owner, I can put those blinders on. Yeah. But years ago, it was also like, what else is there? What else is there? What else is there? I should try this. I should try that. I should do this. I should do that. And it's like, no, you find what works and you hold on to it for as long as you can. And then when you do outgrow it, then you're ready to move on.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to bake a cake without a recipe. You kind of know what the ingredients are, but you don't know how to put it all together. After lots of hard work and trying different combinations, all you are left with is a sticky situation and a stomachache. Babe, running an interior design business can feel exactly that same way. That is why I created the Interior Design Business Bakery. This is a program that teaches you how to bake your interior design business cake and eat it too. If you don't want to figure out the hard way and you want guidance to follow, a recipe that has already been vetted, someone that has already been there and done it and will help you do it too, then check out the year-long mentorship and coaching program, the Interior Design Business Bakery. If your interior design business revenue is below $300,000, or if you're struggling to make a profit and keep your sanity, this is the only program for you. You can find that information at designedforthecreativemind.com/business-bakery. Check it out. You won't regret it.
And, you know, it's interesting too, because I would agree with you, you know, in the past where you're also maybe like not knowingly, but searching for the thing that's going to like fix it all or like make you millions of dollars, you know, like those,
pill.
Yes, the magic pill. Yeah. And so you're jumping from this,
link.
this, and this. And the magic is you just have to pick one. And you just have to use that one thing.
Consistent.
Yes,
it's so true. It is so true. It's like you can't buy a gym membership and not show up and think you're going to get stronger.
Right. Yes, exactly. You got to go.
So you got to go. You got to lift those weights. You got to tear those muscles. So yeah, that is so true. And then just like so many other things, when you outgrow it, you know what your options are.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, like, I honestly, I might have clicked, no pun intended, clicked over to ClickUp once or twice when I first had heard about it, and then just put my blinders on. So I really love hearing from you, like how you're using it in regular day to day, and especially with the interior design. If y'all are on Ivy, I think that's a great solution.
Yeah.
To be able, because that was one thing we had tried Ivy, and the procurement
is not great.
I'm trying to keep my words soft here.
I'll say it.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we had to find another solution. It was not ClickUp, but we found another option to go down that path. But we still use Asana, and like you said, a project management tool is invaluable.
Right. Well, and also remembering that you are supposed to have like a tech stack, if you will. So you are supposed to have a CRM. You are supposed to have a project management tool. You are supposed to have an area to, have Zoom meetings or, video meetings.
Right.
So like, it's important to remember that you shouldn't just always be looking for the one tool that literally will replace everything. Because ClickUp for me is hands down the best project management tool I've ever seen. I will never use it as a CRM though, ever.
Right. And it's not one size fits all.
Right.
And not all things. Yeah. You can't answer all solutions with one platform. Right.
Exactly. So
but
remember,
can you imagine
need
if
both.
We could invent that?
I know, right? Yes. I mean,
we could rule the world.
Technically ClickUp could do it, but I don't want to have to pay 3 other platforms and then also Zapier and connect everything. And then when a connection doesn't work or breaks or whatever, like, I don't want to deal with all that. I want to just get a CRM that just goes through our little workflow and sends off the invoice when it's supposed to, and the contract, and, schedule the appointments, I don't want to have to worry about all of it.
I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, it is. It's just nice when it can be solidly, like, just consolidated.
Yeah.
I love this. So, Kaci, what I want to do is I love to talk about all things business related, and this just really floats my boat. But I also like to have a little bit of fun. So what I want to do is dive into this next section, which is a Q&A sesh where the audience can get to know you a little bit better. And then at the end, I want to circle back around to talk a little bit more about you and some of the services that you offer and how people can connect with you. So are you ready for a little bit of fun first?
I am.
All right. Well, here we go. Rapid fire, just the first thing that comes off the top of your head.
All right.
If you won $10 million tomorrow, Kaci, what would you spend it on?
I would pay off our house. And buy another house.
There you go.
And then I literally have no idea what I do with the rest.
But that's okay. Isn't it fun to dream?
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Yummy. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Helping people save time in their business.
There you go. What I was going to ask you what your favorite productivity hack is. So let me ask you, what's your favorite productivity hack other than ClickUp?
Ooh, timers.
Oh,
like setting timers and working focused work.
Yes. Do you have children?
I do not. We're trying.
That's always fun. When like the timer has saved us some sanity because we use it. I have a 4.5-year-old and I'll tell her, okay, Genevieve, in 2 minutes, we're going to go brush your teeth. And then when the timer goes off, it's so much easier than me saying it's time to go brush your teeth right now because she already knows what's going on. So there's a productivity hack for you when the time comes.
When we have kids, yes. I'm going to use it.
It works. It works really well. Okay, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, teleporting.
Yeah, amen.
I can just be wherever I want to be.
Absolutely. And not have to deal with the lines and everything.
Right?
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Oh my gosh, this answer is so fun. I wanted to be this.
Really?
I have to tell you. Yes. Can I tell this story?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was growing up, like 6, 7, 8 years old. My stepdad had his own business, and I would go into, my mom kind of ran the books and all that kind of stuff. And I would go in there and I would help her with paperwork.
How fun.
And like, she would let me like write checks as I got, a little older, and obviously she'd make sure they were correct, but I would do
not too many zeros.
Right. And I would do, like I would do all the envelopes and the stamps and, all those things. And then in high school, I used to daydream about being in this admin position of like an office manager, if you will, of, like taking care of paperwork and helping, all of the ins and outs of the business and all of that kind of stuff. And then I was an office manager for 10 years. And then I started my business. So it's literally evolved since I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. How neat is that?
Yeah, I love it.
You are truly where you're supposed to be.
I know. So fun.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I'm on my 3rd career. So God bless you for having a passion that you were able to pursue and like blossom.
I will say, when I was, I think maybe preteen or teenager, I wanted to be a crop duster. Do you know what that is? Like the helicopters that spray
yes,
fields.
I do.
Okay. So I grew up around planes. My stepdad has airplanes. And so we would fly a lot. And so it was very much in our nature to be around all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I wanted to do that, but my mom told me no, because it was too dangerous.
That's quite a big difference between the two.
I know.
Too funny. Oh my gosh, that's a great story. That is a really great story. Okay. What scares the hell out of you other than flying crop dusting?
No, it doesn't scare me. It scared my mom.
Scared your mom.
Snakes and sharks are my 2 greatest fears.
That would do it.
Yeah.
And they don't live together.
No, they do not.
So, Kaci, what would you pick for your last meal?
Oh my goodness. My last meal. This is a hard one. Mm-hmm. The first thing that came to mind was popcorn, which I don't think that's a meal, even though sometimes I eat it as a meal. Like movie theater popcorn, But also I love Chinese food. So it'd probably be some sort of Chinese, like some chow mein and I don't know, beef and broccoli and sweet and sour chicken. I don't know, just something. I love Chinese food.
I don't know, but I'm getting hungry just listening to it. Oh, that sounds so good. Okay. Last one. Very important.
Okay.
Is your belly button innie or outie?
Innie. That one's fun.
All right. I love talking about all the business stuff, but I think it's also just so interesting to get other people's perspectives and thoughts along that line.
Yeah.
So Kaci, tell the audience about how they can work with you, how they and then how they can connect with you, like social media handles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I 100% work in ClickUp. So to work with me, I have various options. We have a VIP day where I come in for one day and put together some systems for you. We have an entire week where we work together in ClickUp. I also have templates and a course all around ClickUp. So literally everything ClickUp you can think of, I've got it. And then to find me, I hang out on Instagram and my handle is my name, Kaci Ackerman, but I would love for you to come follow me, say hello. If you want to pop over to my website, that's also kaciackerman.com.
Thank you so much. And that's Kaci with a K, Kaci Ackerman. And I will also make sure that all of those details are listed in the show notes so that our audience can reference that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. And for those of you who can benefit from even more resources surrounding the business of running your interior design business, join the growing community on my Facebook private group page. It's called the Interior Designers Business Launchpad. And yeah, I know it's Facebook. It's not everybody's favorite platform, but it's the best place that you can have a private group. I go live once a week and we have a lot of support and interaction. So come over and join me. So thank you very much for listening. Kaci, thank you for being here. And
thank you.
Until next time.
Hey, y'all. If you love the show and find it useful, I would really appreciate it if you would share with your friends and followers. And if you like what you're hearing, want to put a face with a name, and get even more business advice, then join me in my Facebook group, the Interior Designers Business Launchpad. Yeah, I know, it's Facebook. But just come on in for the training and then leave without scrolling your feed. It's fun, I promise you'll enjoy it. And finally, I hear it's good for business to get ratings on your podcasts. So please drop yours on whatever platform you use to listen to this. We're all about community over competition. So let's work on elevating our industry one designer at a time. See you next time.